Hello, it's Choma here again, and today I'll be showing you interesting ways to start your speech. Yes, I know you've gotten all the points you want to share at that presentation, but if you don't have our attention from the very beginning, from your introduction, you won't have our attention long enough to get to your main points. And a distracted audience is the worst kind of audience. So let me share with you several interesting ways you can use to start your speech. Number one, do you have an interesting story to share with us? A personal experience or an experience of somebody else? Start with a story. Everybody loves stories. Stories make us curious. Like I said, there is this special spirit of amebo in every person. We want to know what's going on in other people's life. We want to put our nose in every other person's business. So start with a story, get our attention. Or do you have a catchy opening sentence? You know, those one-liners that just have everyone thinking, focused on you, and like, what's that? Or do you want to start with a rhetorical question that will get us thinking? Now, the goal of a rhetorical question is to get us involved, but mentally. Now, we might not be responding to you because a rhetorical question does not demand a yes or no answer. It just demands us to get the question, and then you continue with whatever you're going to say. But at that point, you've gotten us engaged mentally. You don't have to have us always physically involved when you're physically active when you're speaking. Or do you want to do a short demonstration with props? Sometimes, the time I had a speaking engagement and then I brought a 1,000 naira notes and I used it as my prop. So you could find anything to make a short demonstration with. Everybody pays attention. If they were pressing their phone before, now they're like, okay, what's going on? What's he doing? Or if you want to make it more engaging, you could ask one or two audience members to come out to play roles in your illustration. For example, if we're talking about continent in Africa, I could get maybe 7 audience members say, oh, you represent Africa, represent Australia, represent this continent, represent that continent, and then I go ahead to use them to explain what I'm talking about. It's more fun, it's more interactive, it's more engaging, it's more visual. Especially if you have visual learners, it's going to be very, very mind-blowing. Or you could decide to divide the room into groups for a very brief competition. The goal is not to spend your whole time on this. Remember, it's just an introduction. So you want to make it brief, you want to make it interesting, and you want to make it engaging. So you can say, okay, this is group A, group B, do this, do that, and just get the room livened up. It could be an icebreaker. You could tell them, but it depends on your audience, okay? I'm still going to get to that. It depends on your audience. Or you could initiate a call and response. You say something, they respond to you. Now they're verbally engaged in your speech. Now, what you should know is that these things I've told you, these different ways to start your speech, they will not apply in every speaking engagement. You have to understand the audience is speaking to, the age grade, the type of speaking event, if it's formal, semi-formal, if it's an entertainment event, or if you can even tie all these methods to your speech. If you don't want to start something and then it looks disjointed from what you've prepared to say. So at the end of the day, you have to ensure that you can smoothly tie whatever introduction you're going to use, introduction method you're going to use, to the core of your message. And that's how you have an amazing speaking performance. Remember, what you say first determines if you have our attention for the rest of that speaking session. All right, so your big platforms are coming. Your goal is to get ready now. See you next time.